the jokes and take pads last from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted road sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise the road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted road sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join us, sporting crew. Where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah.
Wasted water sport. Whoa. Okay, I'm up very close there. What's going on? You know what? That's leftovers from the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. That's what that is. Anyway, I do apologize for that. Nobody should ever have to see me that close up. Let me see what I can do about that. But ahoy. Welcome along here to the Wasted Water Sports. We are back in action after a little bit of unexpected time off last week. Here we go. What can I do about this? Let's go ahead and make me much, much tinier so that I'm actually fitting in the square there, or rectangle. Not a square, is it? All right, that is much better. I think we're all a lot more comfortable with that. There we go. Okay. Welcome along, everybody. Nice to have you here. As always, wherever in the world that you are joining me from, I appreciate your company. As I said, we took a little bit of time off last week. Even though the games were quite exciting, I was just... You know what I need? I need a commentary team. That's what I need. A commentary team. I need a whole crew, basically. I need a whole bunch of people that can jump in and cover some of the games when I really don't feel like I'm up for it. Because when you think about it, a lot of games to cover throughout the course of a season, and we'll be lifting it next year. Next year, we'll be covering like somewhere in the vicinity of 500 games scheduled across all the competitions. Clearly, we won't be doing all of those, but it would be nice if we could. So, plays, ahoy there, welcome along. Bright and early over there in the UK. Oh, this is what you love to see. You love to see passion from the players out there. Tears in the eyes as the anthems are performed. It is a fantastic sight of international rugby. And this is a very, very passionate rendition of the Irish national anthem. And it does answer the question that I had, one of the questions that I had. Just how up for this game will Ireland be? Everybody's expecting them to win. Everybody's expecting them to win quite easily. What motivation do they have? Are they going to bring their A game? Are they going to bring the 100% game? I mean, you certainly hope so, because we want to see a cracking contest. As always, that's all we ever ask for here at the Wasted Water Sports. every single time. All we ever ask for is we just want to see a good game. And Fiji are definitely capable of bringing the game to Ireland. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that they're going to win, but I am saying Ireland, they are capable. I mean, Fiji, sorry. We know that Ireland are capable. They were the #1 team in the world not that long ago. So we know that they're more than capable. I want to pop out the chat. There we go. Organising myself over there on the TikTok as well. Apologies for that. So yes, Wasted Water Sports. We are live here. Ireland versus Fiji. We've also got coming up South Africa against Wales. And finishing off the night with the All Blacks taking on Italy. And this is probably the one that's going to bring us the most entertainment. I'm expecting the Springboks to win in an absolute landslide because Wales, they're just in a really poor place at the moment, aren't they? And I'm anticipating the All Blacks will get the job done against Italy. So our hopes for a good close contest lie with the Fijians here as they get ready to lay down the challenge here to Ireland. And Ireland, much like they do against the Haka, marching forward towards the halfway line, which they are trying to stamp out of the game for some reason. I see it as a mark of respect, more than any sort of fear of tempers boiling over or whatnot. But that's just me personally. Round of applause there for the Fijian war dance. Forgive my ignorance, pardon my ignorance for not knowing exactly what it's called. I should know these things. I believe James Lowe is out of this game. James Lowe is out. That's a big out for Ireland. James Lowe's been in fine form. But they've still got plenty of players there that can get the job done. Now, Fiji, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Fiji as we get ready for kickoff in this one. Fiji have improved immensely over the years. They were obviously always good at sevens rugby, but what we've seen from Fiji is the capability, and they've proven that they can hang in the 15-man code as well. I had the pleasure of covering the World Cup when they got the victory over the Wallabies. That was such a moment. Just the passion in the crowd was comparable only to when we saw Japan upset the Springboks in the World Cup. People crying in the stadium. The Fijian supporters, they were so happy. They were in tears. Now, here's a question. Is Ronan Kelleher any relation to Byron Kelleher? Good old Byron Kelleher of All Black glory. Well, he never quite got as many test caps as you would expect, did he? Byron Kelleher. He was always behind. Who was he behind at the time? Justin Marshall, he would have been behind. Ireland versus Fiji. Kickoff just moments away. Now, my prediction for this game. I would be very, very happy if Ireland win by around 15 points. I think around 15, we have had a great game on our hands. If they win by more than that, it'll be considered a little bit of a walkover. As we are indeed underway, the kickoff a little bit too deep there from Fiji, and Ireland secure it just outside their 22. No thought of a clearance just yet there. Just feeling it out at the moment, taking the first hit up, setting up the first ruck. And now the box kick clearance comes. And Casey puts it up to halfway, taken on the fall by Osborne. Fiji now with possession on halfway. Spreading the ball to the right. That's that sevens influence. They won't be afraid to throw this one around, Fiji. That's what we love about them. There's no fear in this team. I mean, and it makes sense when you think about it. What have they really got to lose? The high ball puts pressure on Osborne at the back. He takes it well. And a penalty to Ireland as Fiji going off their feet. Luke Targi, I think it might have been there, who just got a little overambitious at ruck time. An illegal clean-out. And they've really been stamping down on that the past few weeks. Well, this autumn series in particular. The clear-outs beyond the ruck play. Big no-no at the moment. Gus McCarthy, his first throw into a line-out. Ireland go to the back. It wasn't exactly straight, and it's been called as such. I thought they were letting that go for a moment, but yes, that was very askew, that throw. Now, one thing worth noting about this match, I can't help but notice that we have a women's referee. I mean, are you allowed to say that? She might not identify as a woman, might she? But anyway, yes, we do have a female official for this match, which is not anything. I'm just letting you know. She's controlling the game quite well in the very early stages. Of course, only 2 minutes gone. First scrum of the match. Fiji. The scrum buckles a little bit, but overall it holds firm, and they can put on a set-piece play now. The kick in behind the Irish line, but it sits up at the back for Osborne, who steps one, and now there's some space for Ireland to counter down the left-hand edge. And a kick back in field from Stockdale. It's well read at the back by Caleb Muntz. And Fiji have diffused that situation, but looking threatening there, Ireland. A little bit of an aimless kick. And they've got to watch that, Fiji, because you don't want to give opportunities like that too often. Box kick here from Lamani. They're on Osborne this time, maybe a little bit too early. Have they taken him in the air? No, says the referee. Staying down the short side, Ireland. They've still got Bundyaki out there. But James Lowe, he will be a big absence. And we come back for a penalty. Was the penalty for that tackle in the air? Yes, it was. Okay. So, a long and not called advantage. Well, it wasn't that long, I suppose. But there was nothing wrong with the Irish kick that suggests to me that should have been called back. But I do recall seeing that live, obviously, because it happened like 30 seconds ago. But I do recall seeing that and thinking, geez, he's been taken out in the air there. Millimeters in it. But millimeters is all it takes. And Ireland, no thought of the 3 points. They have put this into the corner, 5 meters out. If they get the line-out throw correct, look for the rolling maul. And here's the potential for the first points of the game. They've knocked back the shot at 3. They didn't want it. They throw to the front. Ireland secure it. They don't set up the rolling maul. They release it early. Inside pass to Kaylin Doris. Well, they threw on a trick play there, Ireland, and they've come up with a majestic try. Everybody was ready for the rolling maul, the Fijian defense included. But Ireland have thrown up the trick play. Off the top of the line-out, they've released it immediately with Gus McCarthy looping around the back of the line-out. And the inside ball for Kaylin Doris, who was unmarked. That was a beautiful set-piece play for Ireland, and well-deserved there, the first points of the match. 5 points to 0. 5 minutes gone. That was a beautifully worked try. Silence around the stadium as the conversion is successful. Prendergast. Sam Prendergast puts this one over. What a start that is for Ireland. Catching Fiji by surprise, catching everybody by surprise, I think. Such a beautifully worked line-out play. Fiji get us back underway. Ball is secured by Ireland. They try to hold him up, but he gets to ground. the big Irish forward. Fiji look to counter ruck, trailing 7 points to 0 early in this one. Box kick. It's contestable, just short of the halfway line. Fiji lose it backwards, but they end up in possession. Can they launch something here, Fiji? Lamani sends it out to Maui, and Maui sets it up in midfield. He's a big unit there. Lamani dummies, almost goes through. Muntz, cut out pass, hits the chest of his winger, Wankolo. But the Irish defence holds firm. Tyrrell Legacy, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing over there on the TikTok? Nice to see you. In midfield, Fiji look to move the ball. They've not made any yardage here. The Irish defence continues to hold strong. Big defence. And now the counter ruck is on. The counter ruck is good. Oh, but then he's lost it, Van der Fleer. And Fiji are back in possession. Barely holding on there, but that's all you need to do. Losing ground now and very short down the blind side, but they've created something here, Fiji. But the kick goes into touch on the full. A little bit of a disappointing end to that little sequence of play. $7 points to 0, 7.5 minutes gone. Ireland on top. Fiji, though, hanging in there, just lacking penetration into the Irish defensive line. And we've got a little bit of an injury stoppage here. Silawa, who was guilty of putting that one out on the full. I don't know why you would set up a blindside play. And these are just the little things, I suppose, the little things that are lacking. Well, hang on. TMO has interjected, and we're having a look at something here. There was a stoppage there for potential injury. And are we going to hear a little more about this? Did something go on here that we didn't see? Oh, a shoulder to the face is what's happened. A shoulder to the face. And this is trouble for the Irish fly half. Sam Prendergast is in a world of trouble here. The consistency of the calls in World Rugby. This is a yellow card that potentially gets upgraded to red. This could swing the complexion of the whole match. Yellow card it is, and that'll get reviewed off the field. Well, a little bit of a nothing play down the blind side has turned into a yellow card for Sam Prendergast. And Fiji will have an opportunity now to play against 14 men for the next 10 minutes at least. It's under review. And if it is reviewed and upgraded to a red, of course, that means 20 minutes before a substitute can come on. Muntz, no thought of the 3 points here. They want to take full advantage of this extra man. Plugged into the corner. Not a lot of distance on it. And Fiji will have the line-out throw here. 22 metres out from the Irish line. They go to the front. Release the ball quickly. Both teams not hanging about here in line-out time. Inside ball for Tuisova. And Tuisova sets up the ruck. Here's a big run from Maui again. He's a big unit. Bumps off the first tackle, but then has it ripped away and spills forward. Ireland, will they look to counter-attack here? They do. Do they realise that they're playing a man down? And Fiji have let them off the hook here. Back to Osborne for the clearance. And it is a good touch finder up towards halfway. Ireland, they've diffused that situation nicely. But still, Fiji will come at them. They have the line-out throw on halfway. A cut of here. Goes to the back. Fiji have it, immediately releasing the ball wide into the midfield. But to it's over. Lamani changes direction. Muntz puts the kick in. Crossfield. It's one-on-one here and up and above everybody to win the ball. Fiji have got it. Tangi gets the arm free but places it back. They're close here. Fiji half a metre out. Well, has there been a try? The crossfield kick from Muntz, the change of direction from Lamani. They isolated the Irish winger and it gave Deranlangi a one-on-one opportunity. And the TMO is having a look. Now the on-field decision is that this is short. A pick and go. Wanikolo. He reaches out and it is short. Well, is there just a little nick of paint on this? His ball-carrying arms hit the ground anyway. This would surely, even if he has got it over the line, that would surely be considered advancing the ball, you would think. It was a fantastic effort, though, from Wanikolo. Got the go-go gadget arms out. Man named Sue. Ahoy there. Welcome along. As Ireland lead this 7 points to 0. 9.5 gone. No try, as we expected. And it's also called a knock-on. Oh, well, the fact that there was the knock-on there, which leads to the handover of possession, it probably wasn't the right idea. But mind you, we would be talking up that try big time if he actually got there. But perhaps on reflection, just resist the urge to reach out there. Set up another ruck. They had the forward momentum. They had Ireland under the pump. It's easy to say these things after the fact, though, isn't it? Big scrum. 5 metres out. Ireland with the feed. 5 metres out from their own line. Fiji. Can they get a big shunt on here and get the ball back? The scrum sets. Oh, they've got it in and out very quickly there, Ireland. They were not messing around. And they set up the ruck. 5 metres out. The ball spills out the back. A lot of pressure here on the kicker. Osborne gets it away nicely. That was scrappy at best. But again, they've got it away. Ireland. Not a lot of distance, though, on account of the kick pressure. And Fiji can go back on the attack. 6.5 minutes left in the bin for Prendergast. But still, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here from the Fijians. Taking the game to Ireland. Cutovia. Throws to the back again. It's right over the back. It's beaten everybody. And Bundyarki's got it for Ireland. They've let them off again. Just the little bits and pieces of execution is what continually lets down Fiji. They go quick with the line out, and it's a loose pass. Awkward bounce, but it sits up in the end. And Fiji run it back into Ireland's territory. Lamani looks left, but ends up going right. Maui in midfield. He is such a big unit, Maui. I love him. Staying down this near side again. Fiji, a big hit there from Bundyarki. Solid defense. Tuasova is knocked backwards. Fiji continue to lose ground, but they are still inside Ireland's half. Akanovia beats one. Hands on this for Ireland. Hands on it, and they win the turnover. A penalty. Akanovia made the break through the line, but the support was too slow, and that's a penalty for holding on. The Irish defence too strong at the moment. Fiji not making inroads. They've had plenty of possession, the Fijians, just not able to capitalise. Touch finder from Ireland. And we've got time off again. The captain's being called out. Both captains being called out. I don't know why. It's not exactly been a lot of niggle or... Oh, no, because the bunker review outcomes come in. And it stays a yellow card. Well, I've got to say, I think that's the right decision, first and foremost. As Ireland get an advantage here from scrum time. A knock-on from Fiji. So I would have to say that is the right call. It should stay yellow, but as we come back for the penalty, consistency. I always talk about consistency or the lack thereof. And if there was any consistency in the calls, that one probably should have been upgraded to a red. We've seen upgraded reds for less than what was a pretty clear drop of the shoulder into the face. But anyway, it's remaining a yellow. And he's off the field for 4 more minutes. But Ireland, a man down. Their defense held firm up the other end. And they can launch an attack themselves here. Inside Fiji's 22. They go to the middle. And the ball is secured. The rolling maul is set this time. Fiji. Stop it dead in its tracks. McCarthy's got it at the back. Here comes Casey now. And they release the ball. Ireland out to the right. Archie with the short ball. And running perfectly off the shoulder was Henshaw. Pops it back to Van der Flair. 5 meters out now, Ireland. Penalty advantage. And it's right out in front for not rolling away. Well, it's a gift 3 points, but do you keep the pressure on here? It is right out in front. 5 meters out from the line. And a warning, a stern warning at that from the referee. The next offense is going to the bin. She is not copying any more shenanigans. Even though this was, of course, the first penalty inside their own territory, I think. Now, Ireland, decision time. Their fly half is off the field. Their goal kicker is off the field. So they tap and go. Interchange left to right of passes. And it's a try beside the post. And don't tell me it is Caelan Doris. Well, Doris is having a day, isn't he? Oh, it's Josh Van der Flair. All right. So the number 8 has scored. The number 7 has scored now. Josh Van der Flair. The fly half is in the bin. So even though it was a straightforward kick at goal, they've decided our goal kicker's off the field. We'll tap and go. Oh, now has he grounded that? I want to see a replay here. Jaco Robertson, ahoy, mate. I want to see a replay of this grounding. They changed direction with the passes and went beside the post. And I think we are having a look at the grounding here. I saw the replay just out of the corner of my eye as I was having a chat to the chat room there. And I went, I want to see that again. I'm not convinced that he's grounded this. Try's good. Okay. He did get it down. We can play on. Wasted Water Sports coming up. Wales versus the Springboks. And Italy versus the All Blacks. 2.5 minutes left in the bin for Sam Prendergast. And Ireland lead this now 14 points to 0. Disappointing, really, for the Fijians. Man in the bin. They weren't able to take advantage. Ireland have just come down the other end, and now they spread the ball quickly from the restart from inside their own end. Ireland full of confidence now. Bundy Aki tries to get on the outside. He's well wrapped up and bulldozed into touched by Tuasova, his opposite. And Ireland, they might just rue not having a clearing kick there. Jacko Robertson, your score prediction. Springboks 37, Wales 23. Wow, Jacko. As we'll come back to that, mate. Fiji throw to the line out. They secure it in the middle. And again, huge defense from Ireland, but they were offside at line out time. And we come back for a penalty. Springboks 37-23. That's either a lack of faith in the Springboks or way too much faith in this current Welsh squad. Which is it, Jacko? Now, an interesting decision here from Fiji. They are making no inroads into the Irish defence, and they have decided we will have a shot at 3. That is a very interesting call. I am, quite bewildered by that, to be honest. And they put the 3 points over just. It's only just snuck in. Anyway, they've got points on the board, I suppose. But trailing 14 points to 0, Ireland back to a full complement. That could have had something to do with it as well. Yeah, that may have had something to do with it. Ireland in possession from the restart. Immediate shift to the right. There's only forwards out there. Advantage, though. Fiji are caught offside. And someone's going to the bin here. They've been warned about penalties down this end of the field. And a yellow card. It looks like it's Luke Tagi. No, it is the other prop. Aroni Maui, the big fella. They were warned. And they only got the one warning straight to the pocket. Ireland from the penalty. They've kicked it into touch and goal. And we've got somebody running onto the field. We've got some goof who's run out onto the field. Hopefully fully clothed. We saw enough nudity during the Mike Tyson stream, didn't we? Well, Ireland have completely ballsed this up. They had the kick into touch from the penalty, and they've sent it touch and goal. Fiji with an opportunity to clear. Oh, poor Aroni Maui. He has had such a good game. And he is the unfortunate victim of a yellow card. Fiji not looking for touch, just looking for distance. Of course, they weren't able to put that out on the full from the 22-meter restart. Ireland have it on halfway. Casey releases it. Out to the right they go. Fiji burrow in, try and win the turnover. They can't. Completely clueless here, Ireland. They eventually get the kick away. And it's out on the full. The kick is out on the full. Ireland are falling to pieces before our very eyes here. I think they got used to playing without Sam Prendergast there. Prendergast, who was off the field, of course, with a yellow card of his own. He's only just come back on, and I don't know if they realised it. Springboks normally by 10, but today it's going to be 25. Yeah, I think so. I think 25 at least. Springboks over Wales as Ireland burrow in. They win the turnover. They go quickly. Casey taps and goes. Finds space. Gets the offload from McCarthy. Fiji are in over the top of it, and this will be a turnover. Fiji are all over the top of this. Where's the penalty? Oh, very, very rough on Fiji in defense there. As now, Henshaw goes through, gets the pass back. Osborne. Osborne's taken down 10 out. How that was not a penalty in midfield for Fiji, I will never know. Prendergast now a huge cutout pass. Hits the chest. And it's called forward, is it? It's called a forward pass. Wow. A forward pass has been called. And I think that's justice. In all honesty, that is justice because Fiji should have had a penalty a couple of rucks ago. Their number 7 there, Salawa, was all over the ball. How Ireland got it back, I will never know. And there's a little bit of justice. Yeah, there's no way that's a forward pass. That is clearly a make good from the referee. He's just seen it on the big screen as well, the Irish player. He has just seen the replay on the big screen and he is shaking his head. But I've got to say, honestly, a little bit of justice there. Fiji should have had the ball anyway from a penalty. Now, this is an interesting call. Lamani is coming off. This is an early replacement for Frank Lamani. Here's another replay of, oh, maybe, yeah, okay. Seeing the replay from that angle makes it look forward. And that's where the referee would have been looking from. There is one particular replay where that looks hella forward. Big scrum, this one, for Fiji. They're not out of the woods yet. Ten meters out from their own line, roughly. The scrum sets. Big shove here from Ireland, but Fiji get it out quickly. And Caleb Muntz is not messing around. Puts it into touch just outside the 22. Ireland will still have an opportunity to attack. Remember, 5.5 minutes left in the bin for Maui. Substitutions rolling out for both sides. McCarthy with the line-out throw. Goes to the middle. It's been pinched by Fiji. Beautiful work at line-out time. And now they spread it wide to the left. Kind bounce out there for Tuisova. 22 meters out from their own try line now. Fiji in possession. Trailing by 11. Clearing kick now for Muntz. They're up quickly on him, but he gets good purchase on it. Good angle, and the clearing kick goes up towards halfway. Beautiful work there. Caleb Muntz. And Fiji continue to hold on here. They're just hanging in. McCarthy. Another throw to the line out. Goes to the back this time. It is not even close to being straight, but they've let it go because it was uncontested. That's why they've let it go. Now the cutout pass for Osborne. He's got support. Infield from Stockdale. Stockdale gets it out to Hansen, who spills it. Mac Hansen has dropped it. It was on there for Ireland. Well, was it contested by Fiji? Have they got another rough call there, the Fijians? Might be another harsh call there. If the throw is skewed and you don't compete, of course it is allowed to just play on, which I think is a fair enough rule. 25 minutes gone in this one. 3.5 minutes left in the bin for Aroni Maui. Not a whole lot of damage has been done. Fiji are doing well here to hold on. Still, they'll be under pressure, though. They have the scrum feed, they being Fiji. Just inside their own 22, over on that far touchline. Fiji running left to right as we look at the screen. Frank Lamani taken off in the 22nd minute. I think that's a huge call. Matawalu, who is on, feeds it in. Fiji win the scrum. They bring it out to the 22. Setting up the box kick. Matawalu up to halfway. Pressure on at the back. Oh, they line him up. Tuasova absolutely lined him up. And poor old Robbie Henshaw there was the victim of a big hit. Now, it's spread wide for Bundy Aki. Aki changes direction, beats the first tackle off the weak shoulder, but then Ireland lose the ball, and Fiji come away with it again. Oh, this is not crisp from Ireland. The clearing kick from Fiji, not a good one. And now Hansen brings it back to halfway, beats the first tackle. He's held up off the ground here. Can they keep it up, Fiji? Hansen goes to ground eventually, just inside Fiji's territory. Now a wraparound play creates space for Van der Flair. Where's the support? He's brought down on the 22. Quick ruck ball. Opportunity still knocking out to the left, but a big hit on Prendergast. And they're close to the sideline and over as Fiji's defense holds firm, but a cheeky little hand there has created a knock-on. And this will be a scrum for Ireland. It's chaos out there at the moment. From one end of the field to the other. They continue to go, yes, a sneaky little hand in there. And the pressure is still on. Kieran Crowley onto the field. Well, that's a big call as well. We are seeing some changes get rolled out here across the two teams. Not afraid to use the bench, either coach. We're still waiting for this scrum to pack down. One minute left. Ah, well, Fiji, of course, Fiji had to bring on some changes because their prop is still in the sin bin for another minute. All right, big scrum here. Ireland with the feed. The scrum sets. It holds firm. Fiji look to get the shove on. They look to twist. Ireland have it in midfield. Wrap around play. Cut out ball now to Kieran Crowley, who's just come on the field. Fiji are over the top of this one again. And a penalty goes to Ireland. Well, not for the first time tonight. I am bewildered at how Fiji have not won a turnover here. Let's have a look. Perfectly timed. We're not going to get to see the full replay. The penalty's gone for a high tackle, not the turnover. Well, thank God. Honestly, that would have been the worst decision in the history of refereeing. Well, that's probably not fair. That covers a lot of ground, doesn't it? But that would have been a shocking call. But the penalty is for a high tackle. Ireland plug it into the corner, knocking back the shot at 3 again. They're not interested in taking the shots at 3. As Fiji are back to a full complement. Ironi Maui comes back onto the field. Ironi Maui, my favorite Fijian player. Ireland on the attack here. They throw to the front of the line-out. Fiji do not contest. And Ireland set up the rolling maul. They get numbers in. Here come the backs. They're looking for a pushover try here, Ireland. 5 meters out. The backs are involved in the maul. Fiji have done well to defend. McCarthy breaks free, and Fiji have done extremely well there. They've now got their hands on it illegally this time. And a penalty for Ireland, and hang on, time off. There's another one going to the bin here for Fiji. Or is she just going to have a word? Another word, no more penalties down this end. McGregor, Orchard. Not the Todd, not the Todd. Ahoy, mate. And Fiji have just been told to have a word here. Have a word to your team. No more penalties down this end. They've only just had a player come back on after a yellow card. They don't want to lose another one. Prendergast puts it into the corner. And they'll try again here, Ireland. Fiji diffused it well last time. The rolling maul, that is. Can they survive another one? 5 meters out from the line. McCarthy throws to the middle. Uncontested again. They set up the rolling maul again. 5 meters out. Here come the backs. The backs are involved. Arky's in there. Hansen's in there. They break free. Do Ireland. The pass to Casey. Casey dives over in the corner. And they have finally broken through here. The rolling maul pays dividends this time. Fiji did extremely well to hold on for as long as they did. But Craig Casey has dived over in the corner. 19 points to 3. Fiji, though, okay, Fiji have not really looked like scoring a try of their own. But they are making a nuisance of themselves here on Ireland. Making it very, very difficult for them. Beautiful work there from Casey. A well-worked try. Just little variations from the rolling maul. Conversion from the sideline. Prendergast is on target, and it just sneaks in that far upright. 21 points to 3. Ireland. So do we have any other Australians here in the chat room, or am I the only Aussie awake at 2 a.m. watching rugby? Fiji with the restart, lost forward by Ireland. And here is an opportunity now for Fiji that they might want to take use of. McGregor, Orchard, you're an Aussie? Are you sure you're not Todd? Todd's an Aussie. Man named Sue, you're in Brisbane as well. Nice. Oh, McGregor, you're in Perth. Yeah. Very, very rainy here in Brisbane. Big scrum here from Fiji. They shove Ireland completely. But the penalty goes to Ireland. An illegal wheel is the call. Some perplexing decisions coming in here tonight, I've got to say. That was a dominant scrum from Fiji. She put the whistle back. She was ready to blow a penalty. Fiji were about to release the ball from the scrum. She moved the whistle away from her mouth, and then Fiji kept the scrum going, and she put the whistle back and blew the penalty. That makes no sense. A penalty is a penalty, whether the scrum carries on or not. As Ireland throw crooked into the lineout again, Gus McCarthy does not have the radar on. I'm perplexed by that scrum decision just there. I mean, if it's a penalty for an illegal wheel, then surely it's a penalty regardless of if Fiji released the ball out of the scrum or not. I mean, am I making sense into what we just witnessed there? Anyway, scrum down again. Fiji in and out. They go quickly this time, not taking any chances, not leaving anything up to this referee's discretion, and that's a smart move. Through the hands now, out to this right-hand edge. Ireland win the turnover. Van der Fleer's got it. And Ireland, they don't cover it off. And Fiji get in and steal the ball straight back. Some brilliant work there at ruck time. Muntz brings it back down this near side. Ireland look to spoil, but Fiji have it. Through the hands now with Canavia. Still trapped inside their own half. Fiji very flat-footed as we approach half-time. Clearing kick from Matawalu, taken by Hansen at the back. Hansen's got Osborne. Osborne just shuffles it along. Through the back line they go. Stockdale takes it back inside Fiji's half. Some little gaps opening up now in midfield, and Prendergast spots it. Cut out pass to Van der Fleer. Now that's forward as all hell to Buttiaki. And Caleb Muntz secures the loose ball for Fiji. Penalty to Fiji. And once again, it was almost the dummy penalty by the referee. Once again, she was ready to blow the penalty, and Fiji were about to clear the ball from the ruck, so she put the whistle away, but then she ends up blowing the penalty. I'm so confused right now. And man named Sue, I'm a tight head prop. This is new. I'm so confused by the ref's decision. And this is obviously going back to that scrum where I was completely perplexed. But then, I never played prop myself, so I was a little bit further back. In my younger years, I was on the flanks, so I was involved in the scrum, but I had no idea what was happening in the scrum. I was either 6 or 7, depending on who we were playing. Yeah, never had a clue. Even though I was participating in the scrums, never had a goddamn clue what was happening in them. Kick down to Prendergast, who creates some space. Just a few minutes left until half-time. Ireland have it back up on halfway. And created space down the short side now. Aki goes back inside, though. He had an unmarked Stockdale on the outside. Decided to throw the inside ball. He was never looking at the outside, to be fair. Not once was he looking at the outside. As the kick in behind the line now from Ireland finds touch. And with a couple and a half minutes to go until the halftime break, this will be quite good field position. Even though Fiji will have the throw, they can pressure with very little to lose, basically. Very, very little to lose here. As Frawley is down in back play. Wasted World of Sports 2025. We've got some big plans for the channel. One of which is definitely, I think we definitely need to do like a Fletch and Hindy. If anyone's familiar with Fletch and Hindy on Magic Round took over a pub. They basically had a big gathering. They just took over the pub and had a day of it. I'm thinking Wasted World of Sports 2025, we do the same. One day here in Brisbane, we don't take over an entire pub, but we take over a function room somewhere, and we do a live feed and just get rowdy. Throw into the line out, goes over the top, and Ireland have it. This is what I was saying. They could pressure that line out throw with very little consequence. And they do have the ball. Archie with a flat pass off the shoulder to Henshaw, who does well to beat two. Inside the 22 they go now, Ireland. Quick ruck ball. Doris driven backwards. Fiji's defense has been solid for the most part, and now Ireland spill it out the back and into touch. 2 minutes to go until the break. Half-time will be of some relief for Fiji. Stolen line-out ball again by Ireland, but more loose passing. Prendergast feeds it on for Archie. Archie cuts back in field. And he's taken down. They're about 30 out from the line. The inside ball goes to nobody. And Beelum has to reset. Ireland still in possession. Van der Flair. Nowhere to go. Prendergast changes direction. Doris crawls forward another couple of meters. Lost forward there by Ireland, surely. No call. Through the hands now. One-on-one tackles need to be made. And they are. Fiji defend well. Inside the last minute of the first half. Oh, time off here. What's happened? The referee has immediately blown time off as the ball came back towards midfield, where we have a prone Irishman, Craig Casey. The scrum half. He's copped something here. Oh, well, I'll tell you what he's copped. A very big unit falling on his ankle. That's what he's copped. And this will be a penalty for Ireland, and they will have an opportunity at 3 points to send us into half-time. Connor Crowley, ahoy, mate. Yes, indeed. I've already got the All Blacks Italy match set up, ready to roll on the channel page. But before that, we do have Wales. I feel like the Welsh are just lambs to the slaughter this morning against the Springboks. I mean, I truly think it's going to be an absolute massacre. I think the Springboks will win. Oh, the Springboks will win by about 30 or 40 points, I think. But still, out of sheer morbid curiosity, I shall check that game out. Considering I'm going to be awake anyway, I was very interested in this one. I'm obviously interested in the All Blacks game. I'm devastated that I missed last weekend. There were some such good games. The France All Blacks game was awesome. Oh, they're not taking the three here. I would have bet my house on the fact Ireland would take the 3 there. Right out in front, 30 seconds to go till half-time. If there was ever an opportunity or ever a time where you certainly take the 3, that was it. But I suppose they're leading by 21 points to 3. They plug it into the corner. Fiji get hands on the ball. And they have spoiled the party there, the Fijians. And this one's not coming out. And she's given the scrum to Ireland. How many? We could do a highlight reel of Dan is perplexed at referees' decisions tonight. Let's have a look at the replay. Now that ball is up off the ground. That ball is up off the ground. She has given the scrum feed to Ireland. PG cannot believe it. I can't believe it. And the pressure stays on here as the halftime siren has sounded. And the scrum collapses and it will have to reset. Oh, some of these decisions have just been completely bewildering. I can't even begin to describe. There's no way she had a sight on the ball. The only thing that could potentially have happened there is if she got a call from the touchy on this near side. That's the only thing that could have happened there. She had absolutely zero sight as to whether that ball got to ground or not. Still 5 meters out from the line here. The scrum resets, repacks. Big shove here from Fiji as it crabs sideways. Aki to Prendergast. Prendergast kicks to an unmarked Mac Hansen. And Mac Hansen gets the try. Well, dubious as it may be, not the try itself, but the call that led up to the opportunity to score it. And Ireland will be taking a big lead into this halftime break now. And Fiji can feel somewhat hard done by, in my humble opinion. Beautiful work, though, from Ireland. The pass out the back to Prendergast. Where was the Fijian defence? That they've allowed Mac Hansen to be out here all alone. And the crossfield kick to be an option anyway. Great vision and good execution from Sam Prendergast to pull that one off, though. Credit where credit is due. Oh, and the conversion attempt hits the upright and goes through. Everything is coming up Ireland tonight. They can do no wrong. By the way, that conversion attempt, it hit the upright. It sounded like hail hitting a tin roof. Liam, Speedy Liam, ahoy, mate. How are you, sir? It's always very nice when subscribers of my old content find me again for my new content. It's always a little bit of a thrill. You know what I mean? It's like, because I would have thought that you'd all forgotten me long ago. McGregor Orchard says, I guess Dublin would be happy with that call. Fiji are most likely sleeping at 4 in the morning. Funny enough, usually I would be too. Either that or I would just be getting home, getting ready for sleep. 28 points to 3 at halftime. Ireland, well, some very questionable calls, I've got to be honest. I don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. Who wins, who loses, does not bother me in the slightest. So I'll just be completely honest and right down the middle. some very, very questionable calls at best. That's me being very polite. And a similar thing has happened in the NRL, right? It's funny because man named Sue over there on YouTube said she's good enough to be an NRL ref. Now, we cover most of the NRL games here on the channel, and it's been a topic of debate multiple times throughout the course of the year. Multiple streams, we have questioned the female officiating of the men's game. Now, I don't want to start an argument about gender profiling and all that nonsense. Not what it's about at all. It seems like a very large, what's the word? It seems like there's a very large sample size that suggests that in all politeness, they're just not up to it. Why do we do this to ourselves in the name of political correctness? The reality is that they're just not up to it. But anyway, I don't want to start something that I can't finish. So let's not even get into it. 57% possession to 43 tells the story, regardless of the decisions that have been made out on the field. 57% possession and 59% territorial advantage is justifiable of a lead into the halftime break. That says it all. Fionn Woods says, come on, Ireland. Ireland well and truly doing the job at the moment. Fiji have shown promising signs throughout the course of the match. They've just not been able to... I mean, they haven't looked like scoring a try. They've not threatened the Irish defensive line at all. But they have had long periods where, especially early on in the half, where they've maintained possession for long stretches. Just little pieces of execution have been lacking, and they haven't got themselves into a position where they can really threaten. And what summed up their first half, I think, was where they had a penalty early on. They knocked back the shot at 3. Absolute gift 3 points. But they went for the try. They didn't make any inroads whatsoever. They got down the other end again. Got a penalty. Crowley 14 points to 0. I would have thought that realistically, they're not going to win this game by going up in 3s. But it was almost an acknowledgement that, okay, yeah, we're not going to score a lot of tries here in this game. It was a lot further out. It was a much more difficult kick a goal. And they went, we'll have the 3. Now, an important note at the time, Ireland had a man in the sin bin. And maybe that affected their decision in terms of it's 15 versus 14. We'll try and make a try happen. When they took that second decision to go for posts, Ireland had just come back to a full complement. The sin bin period was over, and it was 15 on 15 again. Maybe that had something to do with the call to just basically acknowledge the fact and take the 3 points. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to any of the inside calls there that Fiji have made throughout the course of this, but I found that particularly confusing. I'm all about scoreboard pressure and everything, but I don't think Ireland really feel a pinch at 14 points to 3, right? If it's 14 points to 7, then Ireland might stand up and take notice. But then again, I suppose, look, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because we could get to the end of this game and Fiji take their shots at posts and they sneak a win, and you go, oh, it was the smart thing to do to always take the points. I just think that when you've got these matches where the underdog is just not going to win by going up in 3s, more often than not, they've got to get tries. Like, you're not... If you're Italy tonight Italy are probably, likely, not going to beat the All Blacks by going up in threes. Wales tonight. Wales are not going to beat the Springboks by going up in threes. I think, honestly, as much of an advocate as I am for taking the points when they're on offer, I usually say that about big games. Big games. England versus South Africa. All Blacks versus Wallabies. France, New Zealand. Big contests. When you're on a hiding to nothing, I think you may as well just go for the try, personally. Because it's very, very rare. Very rarely do these underdog teams win by going up in threes. It made no sense to me, their decision to knock back the shot at posts early and then go for it later on in the half. It would have made perfect sense to go the other way around. Fiji, though, Fiji are definitely showing signs of improvement in the 15-man code. I mean, as I said at the top of the stream, I was blessed to be part of the World Cup when Fiji beat the Wallabies. And when I say be part of it, I don't mean that I was actually there, involved. I just meant I was covering. I got the opportunity to cover it live, and it was a good lot of fun. Yeah, catch you later, Liam. Speedy Liam. Yes, Wasted Water Sports is getting ready to come to a little bit of a close for the holiday season, but of course we will be back for NRL season 2025 in February. And over on the YouTube, there will be some off-season stuff as well to keep us going, keep us all amped up for the start of the new season. All right, halftime here. I will have myself a quick break as well, and we will get ready for the second half. Ireland leading Fiji 28 points to 3. Some questionable calls, to say the least. What will the second half bring? We'll be right back after this here on the Wasted Water Sports. Halftime.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play. Raise the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Whoa, 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 whoa. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and take pants last from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh
Haha. Restocked. Restocked and ready to roll.
just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks.
Yes, indeed. Fiji. They were once just sevens only wonders, weren't they? I'm very impressed with their growth into the 15-man game. It's fabulous to see. Argentina's another one. Argentina's inclusion into the Rugby Championship, yes. It took a while, but started to pay dividends. We've seen Argentina get their first win, and now somewhat regular wins over the All Blacks. regular wins over the Wallabies. They're still yet to really damage the Springboks, but the improvement from Argentina is quite clear. And it's good to see. It's good to see World Rugby strong, quite frankly. And I think we are in a really strong phase of World Rugby. It's a situation where any of those top 10 teams, almost, any of those top 10 teams can knock each other off on any given weekend, right? We've seen some fabulous contests, some really close games, regular close games. Just even this autumn international series alone, we have seen some really, really close games of rugby that you wouldn't normally expect. I mean, there was a time when the Southern Hemisphere would come over here to the Northern Hemisphere and just run riot. Like the All Blacks would beat England on the regular by 20 or so points, and France would get the occasional upset, and we've seen it in recent-ish years, Ireland quite regularly defeat the All Blacks. France are 3 on the trot against the All Blacks. It's great to see. Even as an All Black supporter myself, it's great to see World Rugby really tightening up. As we see the fans in the stadium starting to make their way back to their seats, that is the signal that halftime is getting ready to draw to a close. Here come Fiji out onto the park. 28 points to 3. They'll be disappointed with the scoreline, for sure. But they've been brave in their efforts. Hard to see a comeback, but boy, would we love to see it. Let's put it that way. Impossible to see it happening, but it would be really great. It'd certainly make for a whole lot of fun. The home side now back out. Half the stadium is still off at the bar, lining up for their second half beers. Still a lot of empty seats. People wander back in. But yes, 28 points to 3. It's all Ireland at the moment. Dead. Ready for the second half kickoff. Prendergast will get us underway. Fiji to receive. The kick is deep, just outside the 22, perfectly placed. Fiji secure possession. Matawalu sends it back towards the post in midfield. The box kick now. High and contestable. Fiji chase through. Well taken by Frawley. Frawley's driven back in the tackle, though. Ireland have it on halfway. Prendergast out wide to Aki. Aki sends it on for Stockdale. Stockdale goes to ground just inside Fijian territory. And an inside ball here, breaking straight through. His burn, he had no support. And Fiji scramble. Now Frawley ghosts his way through. He's got no support either. And Fiji managed to scramble back and shut it down. A frantic start here for Ireland. But they're looking good. Looking like first points as they creep ever closer to the try line now. Prendergast holds the pass up well for Doris. It's loose out the back, but Prendergast does well to almost break through. Fiji, their defense is holding on by a thread. Islander 22 meters out from the line. Hansen takes it to the 22. Numbers to the left. Here they go. Stockdale steps back in field. Gets the arms free. Can't offload. He had Vanderfleer unmarked outside. And Fiji win the turnover penalty. Fantastic work there on the deck by Fiji. The try has gone begging for Ireland. Stockdale just couldn't get the arms free. Muntz clears it into touch. And Fiji will have the line-out throw. A relieving penalty. Fantastic work to get that turnover. Ikanovia wondering where to throw it. Fiji, they go to the front and secure the ball. They release it early and into midfield where Kanakavita sets up the ruck. Back for Muntz. Muntz can't put it into touch. It was carried back, so he kicks high down the middle of the field, and Stockdale takes it, but he's met immediately in the tackle. Ireland now. Crowley beats the first tackle, beats the second. Crowley is picked up and dumped by the two props. And we've got time off. He's hit his head. He went down hard there, Crowley. He was hit by two of the biggest blokes on the park and dumped. And he has smacked his head on the turf, and they've walked over the top of him just to make matters worse. And that'll be a HIA for sure. The trainer's out with him at the moment. He's asking what day of the week it is. He's suggesting that he's all good. Crowley gets back up, goes into position, joins the huddle. The Irish team had formed a huddle there while they were waiting. Scrum down for the stoppage. Ireland will have the feed. On halfway, right in the middle of the park. Three and a half minutes gone in this second 40. It'd be very, very nice to see Fiji get a try or two in quick succession, just to make a game of it. Ireland dominating so far, but Fiji have been very brave in their efforts. They won't be satisfied with just brave, though. Fiji. Big shove, but it was early, and it goes to ground. And this one resets. A little bit of feeling now starting to creep into the game. It could boil over at some point, especially if Ireland score a try. I would anticipate a little bit of niggle in behind the line. Right, they crouch. They bind. And they set. Ireland, Fida collapses again on this near side. Advantage to Ireland. It was a Fijian elbow that hit the turf first. Crowley again beats the first tackle. Loose pass into midfield. Sits up for Aki. Aki straight ahead. Hansen in at first receiver. Cut out pass to Crowley. Kicks over the top. Fiji are back, though, and they get a kind bounce. And we come back for the penalty at scrum time. Fiji with the collapse. And a penalty for Ireland. An opportunity here to put it into the corner. And essentially put this game to bed. Well and truly to bed. I think it's pretty much over already. If we're being perfectly honest, the touch finder lands on the 22. So there's not really an opportunity here for a rolling maul play. McCarthy, he's thrown a lot crooked tonight. This one's on target. Right into the middle of the line out. Better throw from McCarthy. And Bundy Aki charges over Muntz. 15 metres out. Keeping it in midfield here, Ireland. Aki at first receiver. At the back it goes to Prendergast. Prendergast to Hansen. Hansen out wide. Back in field they come. McCarthy to Bundy Aki. Keeping the ball alive and putting it through the hands. And eventually it opens up. And Bundy Aki gets the try. Ireland extend their lead. And they won't be caught now. Well, it's been a brave effort from Fiji. It's gone up to the TMO because the referee was taken out. Probably on purpose. Some quick interplay through the hands here, Ireland. Casey pops it up, and there's where the referee's been taken out. And the offload to Bundy Aki, unmarked. Well, they weren't even trying. Fiji, in fairness, you've got to play to the whistle. You've got to play to the whistle. Fiji saw the referee get taken out, and they stopped and pointed. A couple of the big Fijian boys stopped and pointed rather than covering up the gap. Not even attempting to cover up the gap. They just stood and pointed. You've got to play to the whistle. There is a lesson there for the Fijians. We talk about it in the rugby league all the time, in the NRL streams. You've got to play to the whistle. Prendergast with the conversion attempt puts it over. 35 points to 3. Ireland. McGregor Orchard says TMO now stands for Tackle Match Official. That's hilarious. It's probably, well, maybe not the first time that I've ever seen it, but it doesn't happen very often where the referee sends it up to the TMO because they didn't see it. He was taken out, didn't see the play. Ireland with all the confidence in the world now. Spread it wide for Aki. Aki slices through. Tries to bulldoze over the top of Matawalu. But Matawalu stands his ground. But they are spreading it left to right. All the flair in the world now. Ireland. Casey kicks in behind. Muntz lets it bounce. It sits up. And Muntz tries to get a banana kick on to get that shape, that hook. But not a lot of distance. And Ireland will have a line-out throw about 30 metres out from the try line and can go back on the attack again here. Bundyarki's been on fire tonight. They've not missed James Lowe because Bundyarki has gone up a gear. Time off here for some cramping. Prendergast. There's been a player who's been very quiet, which has been kind of good because I've been hoping to not have to call his name. As Ireland throw into the line out, they go to the middle and secure the ball. Some quick hands here, creates some space. Stockdale keeps it on to Frawley. Frawley to Hansen. Hansen with the little mini goose step, and he's tackled into touch. Fiji defend that well. Oh, this could really open up, though, and get very, very ugly for Fiji, I'm afraid. This could get very, very nasty. Some quick hands now. They're just exposing a tiring Fijian defense. They've got 30 minutes to go. Well, I did have all the favorites covering the line tonight. Ireland had, I think Ireland had 19.5. Fiji throw to the middle, uncontested. Setting up a box kick clearance here. From well inside their 22, very deep inside their 22. The kick up over halfway. Taken by Hansen. Hansen's got Frawley, who is lined up and is rocked backwards. Fiji. But they've left the blind side exposed again. And McCloskey takes it into Fiji's half. And a penalty now for Fiji. Gus McCarthy guilty there of just rolling across the turf, trying to steal some extra meters. Not allowed to do that. And a relieving penalty here for Fiji. Muntz puts it into touch. About 30 meters out from Ireland's line. Oh, you'd love to see them score a try, Fiji. They deserve a try, at least. I wouldn't say they deserve to win, obviously, but they deserve at least a try. They have been a lot better than this scoreline suggests. That's what I'm thinking anyway. 50.5 minutes gone in this one. It's been a dominant display from Ireland. Fiji go quick to the line-out. To the front. They win the ball and now release it into midfield. Muntz has runners ranging around the back. Lagunamasi loses it backwards. Hands on it from Ireland, and we'll come back for a scrum. Fiji will maintain possession here. Just inside Ireland's half. They've lost some ground, though. The scrum will be on halfway. They've gone backwards from where the line-out was. And that's been the story of the night, really, so far for Fiji. They had the line-out throw. What was it? About 30 meters out from the try line. They've now got the scrum down on halfway. Ireland are with attacking defense, I suppose you could say. And they collapse the scrum here, Ireland. And it's a penalty to Fiji. This will give them some valuable meters. The penalty kick to touch. Inside the 22. Opportunity now for Fiji. Five meters out from the try line. This is a golden opportunity for Fiji. Can they come up with something? Oh, I'm cheering them on. They go to the middle of the line out. Secure the ball. The rolling maul is set. The rolling maul is well set. Pinched from Ireland, but illegally. And they can reload here and try again. Fiji, they'll put this into the corner and go again. Come on, Fiji. Muntz plugs it into touch, and they will have another crack here. Another 5 meter line out throw. Matavesi is on. Taking over the throwing. Goes to the back. Oh, and he's lined up. Big hit there from Casey. Doris it was, sorry. Putting on a big hit. Fiji, though, still have possession. 5 meters out from the line still. Fiji in front of the posts. They're very, very compressed. They are not lined out at all here, Fiji. It's very clear what they're going to do. It's just going to be one out from the ruck, looking for their big men. Straight up the middle and reaching out and scoring the try. Who is it? Have we got a number? Fiji have scored. The number 7. Hitione Salawa. The number 7. Found some space around the ruck. The Irish defence were all waiting for the pass, but he went on his own. And Fiji have got a try. It opened up for him, and he reaches out and plants it down. Well deserved from Fiji. All right, is the comeback on? The comeback has begun. Let's go. Conversion successful, and it's 35 points to 10. And Fiji spill it from the kickoff. Oh, no. They've dropped it from the kickoff, Fiji. They've just scored a converted try, and this is what we were talking about, isn't it? Just these little bits of execution. They have just scored a try down the other end. And from the restart, they've knocked the ball on. Ah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Scrum down for Ireland. They can nullify that try from Fiji immediately. Fiji with a big shove here. The Irish props have lifted, but the ball is released. Ireland escape that one. Fiji charging in, counter-rucking. Penalty to Ireland, right in front of the post. Hands on the turf. Hands in the ruck illegally. And Ireland gift 3 points, but they'll put this into the corner. They've been doing it all night long. Why stop now? Into the corner it goes. McCarthy. Can he find his target on this occasion? To the front, Fiji look to spoil. They've done enough to force Ireland to change their plans there, I think. The rolling maul was the go-to, but they've had to release it early. And into midfield, big defense from Fiji. The try gave them a little bit of, adrenaline, I think, because they've gone up a gear clearly here, Fiji, but the mistake from the restart was a big one. Ireland going straight back on the attack. 15 out from the line now. Casey gets in. Sends it out to the left in front of the posts. Prendergast now draws in the defense, and that's a forward pass again from Ireland. Another try for Ireland that will not stand because they have not got the passing right. Prendergast created the space. He delayed the pass just enough to draw in the Fijian defense. It was beautiful work there from the Irish fly half, but he was then let down by Kieran Crowley. Throwing that one too far out in front of Connor Murray. And a try has gone well and truly begging there. "59 minutes gone. 35 points to 10. A try for Fiji would make things mighty interesting. Well, I mean, they need quite a few, don't they? But if they were the next to score a try, I mean, that would be something. Grum packs down. It collapses immediately, and a penalty to Fiji. They've had enough shenanigans at scrum time, the officials. Straight to the whistle on this occasion. Touch finder from Fiji. It's decent. It's up to halfway. They go over the top to nobody, and Ireland are back in possession. Well, again, just those little bits of execution letting Fiji down. Hansen kicks him behind the line. Awkward bounce here for Fiji. Ireland race through and put pressure on. But Wanakolo has done well. And Fiji somehow hold on to the ball here. Keeping it through the forwards. 5 out from their own try line, back to Muntz. Muntz from inside his own in-goal area. Clears up towards the 22. Not a lot of distance. They'll still be under the pump here. Ireland will have the throw to the line-out. 20 minutes remaining in this one. 35 points to 10. well and truly in favour of the home side. McCarthy getting ready to throw. Oh, we've got time off here. He's down again, is Casey. The Irish scrum half. He's down again. He's in the wars tonight. Craig Casey. Popping it from everywhere. Here on the Waste to Water Sports, don't forget we've got coming up Wales versus the Springboks, and then the All Blacks versus Italy. Wales and Springboks in about 1 hour's time. And Italy versus the All Blacks. And of course, we've got coming up much, much later on, Scotland taking on the Wallabies, the revitalised Wallabies. Throw to the line out is good. Ireland release it quickly. Spread it out to the left. Prendergast kicks through in behind the line. Nobody back there for Fiji. Bunce wins the race to the ball. Fiji ground it in their end goal. But again, nice vision from Prendergast. Goal line restart from Fiji. They target Bundy Aki. Aki beats the first tackle. And he's brought to ground. 22 out from Fiji's line. McCarthy pops it up for Prendergast to Frawley. Frawley goes to ground in midfield. Sends it out wide to the right. Doris loses the ball. No call there. Prendergast out to Hansen. Space now for Ireland. They fire it back into midfield. Well and truly on top here. McCloskey can't get the arms free. And Fiji continue to defend well. Crossfield kick is a little too heavy and it's lost into touch. But we come back. A penalty advantage was being played. And Ireland will retain possession here. On the back of that penalty. 35 points to 10. They have not taken a shot at 3 all night. Or have they? No, they haven't. I had to think about that. I was counting it on my fingers. Particularly where you couldn't see me on camera. McCarthy with the throw to the line out. Goes to the middle. They secure the ball and set up the rolling maul. They've got fantastic shape on this island. The backs now get involved. Aki at the back. They're over the line. Can they get it to ground? Yes, they can. The rolling maul has finally led to a try. They've been threatening all night. And Gus McCarthy comes up with the ball. His first international try. Gus McCarthy. The rolling maul all night long. Ireland have been throwing the backs in. And it has finally paid dividends. 63 minutes and 50 seconds into the match. And Ireland now lead 40 points to 10. Whoa! Did somebody just have their pants pulled down? Domination here for the home side. Fiji just ran out of steam. They were lacking execution right from the word go, and now they've just completely run out of steam. Towards the back end of this match. 42 points to 10 as the conversion is successful. Ireland spill it forward from the restart, and Fiji have the ball. 42-10. Months in midfield, finds half a gap, gets the arms free and offloads, and Fiji get their second. Oh, he's happy about that. Caleb Months creates the space, and Fiji have hit straight back. Caleb Months straight through, and he had support. Oh, he had 3 supporters he could have thrown it to. $42 points to 15. And just like that, Fiji hit back. Months with the try assist, and now with the conversion, 42 points to 17. Some well-deserved points for Fiji. Ireland with the restart. It's high and contestable, and they've forced the mistake again from the kickoff. That's 2 restarts in a row where Fiji have lost the ball. Penalty advantage now to Ireland. It's just going to rain tries for the back end of this match. Ireland get it to ground. Oh, Fiji diving over the top of the ruck, and this is a yellow. Diving straight over the top of the ruck, and that's a yellow every day of the week and twice on Sundays, I'm afraid. And off he goes. Another yellow card. Setaraki Turagakoke. He was the try scorer, and now he's had a rush of blood to the head, and he'll be sitting down for the next 10 minutes. Ireland, they have not taken a shot at goal, a penalty goal, all night long, and they're not going to start now. They tap and go. McCarthy out the back for Doris. A trick play, but Fiji read it well. 5 meters out from the line. Aki swivels in the tackle, can't create space. Fiji's defense holds firm. Clarkson goes close. Now Henderson, even closer. Cut out pass to Mac Hansen, and Hansen dives over in the corner. Beautiful play there from Craig Casey. Spotted just a fraction of space from Mac Hansen. And he dives over in the corner. 47 points to 17 now. And the tries are coming in thick and fast now. Fantastic work down at the blind side for Ireland. Been really good work. Now Prendergast from the sideline. He has been on point all night long. This time he hooks it around. He hooks it across the face of posts. And it remains 47 points to 17. 68 minutes gone. Ireland, though, well and truly on top. Can they crack 50? Fiji goes short with the restart. Does not find the 10. But Ireland play at the ball. Ball spills out of the ruck, and Fiji have it. No, penalty. Goes to Ireland. As Fiji fail to clear the ruck. Diving in over the top. 10 minutes to go. Ireland looking to break the 50. Can they get there? Can they crack the half century? Prendergast puts it into touch inside the 22. Ten minutes remain. McCarthy. He's cleaned up his throwing, that's for sure. This time he goes to the back, hits the target. And it is perfectly straight. Bundyaki changes direction. Beats one, beats two. Backs towards the try line. Bundyaki scores. Has he got it down? He's held up. He's held up. Oh, the Fijian defense does well there. I thought for sure Bundyaki had scored. He just marched through a gap there, Bundyaki. And they've done extremely well there, Fiji. Extremely well to hold him up. Goal line restart taken by Ireland. They can go back on the attack. They want this 50. They want to hit the half century. Prendergast to Burn in midfield. Quick ruck ball. Casey with the inside ball for Hansen. Again, Casey going down the short side. Prendergast throws it forward. Another forward pass down that left-hand edge. And it goes into touch. We'll play the touch. No call was necessary on the forward pass, even though that was the first infringement. Eight minutes remaining. 47 points to 17. Ireland. Well and truly on top. Fiji still have 4.5 minutes left of the sin bin remaining before they're back to a full complement. Scrum. Matawalu feeds. Fiji hold firm. Nice solid scrum. Slow ball though. Muntz is under pressure in midfield, but gets the ball away and it opens up. And Fiji break away upfield. Brought to ground. Just shy of the halfway line. Quick ruck ball again. Muntz throws a terrible pass and it's been lost forward. And that brings this to an end. And we come back to that conversation that we've had all night long. Just lacking execution in these little areas. Fiji with the front foot ball. Muntz just needed to put the pass on the chest. And a promising play again comes to naught. Oh, the coach. The poor coach. He's up there. He can't believe what he's witnessing. And I can't believe what we're witnessing either, to be perfectly honest, because Fiji, we've talked about how they've shown so much improvement in the 15-man game. Maybe it's just the end of a long season and they're starting to feel it. I don't know, but this is not the Fiji that I'm used to seeing. Scrum down here for Ireland. 6 minutes remain. Big shove. They collapse Fiji. Prendergast kicks in behind the line, and it's taken on the full at the back. Fiji are in possession, looking to counter-attack now. Wanakolo charges over the top of Frawley. Gets the ball free, but taken over the sideline. They got too fancy there, Fiji. Too close to the sideline, and Ireland will have the throw. $74.5 gone. Poor Kieran Frawley. Jeez. He came off second and a half best. That one, 2 minutes left in the sin bin. 5 minutes left in the game. Substitutes from both sides. Fiji and Ireland have both cleared their benches now. All the subs have been used. Injury stoppage here. Kanakavata getting strapped up around the elbow. And with 5 minutes remaining, Ronan Kelleher will have his first throw. Goes to the middle. And Ireland secure possession. Kelleher's got it at the back. Presents it now for Casey. Casey rips it away. Sends it out into midfield, where some simple wraparound plays ends up in the hands of Frawley, who kicks him behind. And Fiji recover the loose ball. Well done there, Fiji. They've got it just outside their 22. What can they come up with here in the last 3.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes? Oh, wasn't ready for that one. Butitu now sends it out wide to the right. He wasn't ready for the pass, but he does well to hold on. Ireland now counter ruck. Drive over the top of the ball. And it's picked up by Henshaw. Throws a loose pass to nobody in midfield, and Muntz takes it for Fiji. Well, it's scrappy from both sides here at the back end of the match. Fiji numbers out to the left if they can release it. Quick ruck ball. That's exactly where they go, to the left. Ireland have numbered up now and bring them to ground. The counter ruck again is good. Lost forward by Ireland. No call from the referee except for a penalty advantage to Ireland. Well, she missed that knock on there. Cheeky little knock on as Ireland got in there and counter rucked. Crossfield kick. Sits up nicely. No, spilt forward from McCloskey. And we'll come back for the penalty. Three minutes remaining. And Fiji will be back to a full complement. Two and a half minutes remain. Ireland. Can they cap off a dominant performance by bringing up the half century? Prendergast puts it into touch inside the 22. And Kelleher with the line-out throw. 2 minutes to go. Fiji back to a full complement. They go to the middle. Ireland secure the ball. Release it quickly. Down the short side for Kelleher. Kelleher steps back in field and scores the try. There's 50, and their attention's boiling over. It's on in back play. You knew it was going to happen at some point. It's finally boiled over, and there's push and shove in behind the try line. Ireland have racked up the 50. Beautiful piece of work again at line-out time. And Ronan Kelleher scores the try. 52 points to 17 with the conversion to come. Still 1 minute remaining. What a performance from Ireland. I've got to say, I mean, look, we can talk about the questionable decisions from the referee all night long, but credit where credit is due. At the end of the day, always, Ireland put on a performance and a half. They were clinical. Prendergast hooks it off to the left again. 52 points to 17, and we're inside the last minute. Yeah, it's been a great performance from Ireland overall. At the end of the day, Fiji try to go short again. It doesn't find the 10, and it will be a scrum down on halfway for Ireland. Just lacking in little moments of execution. Case in point, that one right there. Fiji scored tries and then would immediately knock the ball on from the restart, gifting possession back to Ireland. So they were just lacking in little moments of execution that really created a lot of pressure on themselves. And ultimately, it's proved too much to overcome. And disappointingly so for Fiji. They haven't even got close here. Haven't even got close to the mark. Scrum down on halfway. Time is up on the clock. Ireland, can they pinch one more? Well, they can't because the ball spills out on Fiji's side of the scrum, and Fiji are in possession inside Ireland's half. Space down the short side. Numbers. The kick over the top. Needing the bounce, but it's covered off there by Ireland at the back. Who's got that at the back there? It doesn't even matter. Prendergast turns and thumps it into the in-goal area. Touch and goal. And Ireland have won this game. 52 points to 17. A dejected-looking bunch of Fijian players out there. Well, what can you say about that? Domination from Ireland. 52 points to 17. Fiji, as we were talking about, just lacking in execution. If they can tidy up those areas, Fiji, they'll become a force. But as it stands, Ireland, way too good, way too clinical. And a very comfortable win in the end for Ireland. The Green Machine rolls on. 52 points to 17. Prendergast was good, apart from his yellow card. For Fiji, again, Aroni Maui, I think, was a standout, apart from his yellow card. The two yellow card players. Who'd have thought? 52 points to 17. This one is done and dusted in the bank. Ireland, too good. Way too good. Thank you very much, Wasted Water Sports, for being with us. We will be back in about 30 minutes' time, roughly. About 30 minutes' time for Wales taking on the Springboks. Then we'll be back later in the day for Italy taking on the All Blacks. Thank you so much for your company in this one. Very much appreciated, as always. And until next time, which is not far away, until next time, cheers.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. 10 pads less from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the 2